Hello victims and welcome to Survivor's Guild Minisode. And today we will be looking at 2015's The Invitation, written by Phil Hay and Matt Manfredi, directed by Karen Kusama, and starring Logan Marshall Green, Mikhail Huisman, Tammy Blanchard, and John Carroll Lynch. The Invitation is about a group of friends and lovers who get together after a 2-year hiatus for a dinner party, but things get weird. Eden and David are the hosts and are in a cult. The cult is basically feeding off of people's inability to cope with grief when they lose a loved one. Eden and Will had a child together, but lost their boy Ty during a birthday party when another kid accidentally hit him with a baseball bat. Will and his current girlfriend Kira are invited to this dinner, simply known as The Invitation, along with couples Gina and Choi, Tommy and Miguel, and then Claire, who's there alone, and Ben, who comes without his wife because she's at home with the kids. Early on, Eden and David have really bizarre behavior, and this lasts throughout the whole movie. Choi is late to the party, but they start without him by enjoying very expensive wine. A dude named Pruitt shows up and is also there alone, and we get introduced to Sadie, who apparently stays with Eden and David. Will is super suspicious the whole time he is there, and rightfully so. Eden and David have the group watch a video about the cult in which a lady, Annie, dies and is ushered into her death by Dr. Joseph, who, quote, frees people from their grief, unquote. After that makes everything good and uncomfortable, they play a game of I Want, where people just say, I want, and then they ask for things that make things even more awkward. For instance, Eden asks to kiss Ben, whom she slapped earlier for making jokes out of everything, and she goes all in on that kiss. And Pruitt wants to tell everyone how he killed his wife, on accident of course. He served his time but couldn't forgive himself until he met Dr. Joseph. Oh, gotcha. That was a lead-in to sharing the good news, whatever this cult teaches about humans and the afterlife. Claire decides she wants to leave, and I think she does without issue, but Pruitt parked behind her, so he goes with her. Will watches out the window because he is super paranoid, and David comes over and pulls Will aside, and he kind of calls him out for being suspicious of their hospitality. Later, Will is sitting by the pool, and Sadie comes over to offer her, services? To which he declines. Will checks his voicemail to find out that he's got a voicemail from Choi, who says he showed up super early and was asking Will to bring the dessert. Will goes back in the house and makes a scene when they bring out a cake for Miguel's birthday, accusing them of doing something to Choi. But right after he makes a scene, Choi shows back up. Will apologizes and acknowledges that he doesn't know how to deal with his own grief. Will goes off to see his son's old room and gets on a computer and sees a video of Dr. Joseph where he says that, quote, tonight is the night that our faith is made real, unquote.
Don't tell me that this is normal.
What do you think is happening, Will?
This beautiful moment is upon us. Tonight is the night our faith is made real.
Will runs back to the dining room and starts slapping glasses of wine out of people's hands. Sadie attacks Will and he throws her off of him. While people are tending to her, Gina stops breathing, and then all hell breaks loose. Miguel, who is a doctor I think, is trying to save Gina when David comes in and shoots him. Pruitt then takes the gun and shoots Choi. Sadie cuts Tommy. David and Pruitt kill Ben. Eden has regrets. Sadie ends up dead. Kira beats the hell out of Pruitt with a fire poker, and his death is pretty brutal and unsettling. Eden shoots Will and then shoots herself in the stomach. Tommy kills David. Eden admits that she misses Todd and then asks to be put outside. She dies outside and Will notices a red lamp. They hear sirens and a helicopter and people screaming and realize that the red lamp is to signify the invitation. And then they see a whole bunch more red lamps throughout the neighborhood. We have a total of 14 characters. Now this is tricky because I'm not counting Dr. Joseph or the living cult members from the video, because there's a really good chance that they die, but there's a possibility that they chicken out, so I just can't count them. And now, to find out what are your chances of suffering Survivor's Guilt. This is where we take a look at the main characters and the death that surrounds them to try to find out what are your chances of surviving this movie. So we have a total of 14 characters. Now this is tricky because I'm not counting Dr. Joseph or the living cult members from the video. only because there's a good chance that they would kill themselves. But there's also a possibility that they might chicken out, so I'm just not going to count them for this one. So out of 14 characters, only 4 survive. So that means that you have a 28.6% chance of surviving. Given these odds, which cult member would snuff out your life? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this Survivors Guilt mini episode, please let me know in the comments below as well. I'm thinking about doing a few more of these just because there are a lot of movies on streaming services such as Shudder or Netflix or Amazon Prime that I'd like to cover as well, but I'm not going to be able to get clips from. I will continue doing the Survivors Guilt episodes with the clips of movies that are coming out or that I already own, but those will be few and far between. These are going to be a whole lot easier to do. If you really liked what you saw, please subscribe and leave a comment below. If you really liked it, go ahead and share it. That would be super awesome and it'd help my channel get a little more exposure. So, all those things being said, thank you guys so much for your support and for your viewing. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Welcome back, video. Welcome back, video. Welcome back. Welcome back, video creeps. What up, guys?
What up? Welcome to my channel, Video Creep. Make sure you hit subscribe